This anchor should take you no more than 5 to 10 minutes to put together. When you read the instructions, it's pretty straight and narrow. It's right there. It's sidewalk chalk. What's going on, people? Man, well, it's been a long winter. So you guys remember, last year I bought my first boat, SV Artemis, 1985 Catalina 30 tall rig. It's been a long winter with a lot of boat projects, but man, did we have some fun. Anyway, it's time to start enjoying the water. Now, don't worry, we're not going to lose focus on this channel. I just want to tell you that it's time for season 3, time to start moving forward with a lot more fun on the water. But we do still have a ton of boat projects coming at you. So if you're new to sailing or want to just follow me on my adventures, I implore you to smash that like and subscribe. And man, I hope you guys really enjoy these videos. What is going on, people? So this week has been a little hectic. Getting the boat ready to get winterized. And portions of it have been done so. We did the freshwater system, took a bunch of stuff off. We got a couple of new 420s at the club. So yesterday was just christening those, getting them rigged up, etc. And I've been light on recording, so I apologize. But we are getting into the winter, so these are probably going to slow down, except for the Pearson that I'm redoing with Adam. We're going to get busy on that soon. However, I also just found out I'm probably going back to Florida, excuse me, to assist with some more asset stuff, and that'll be next week. But anyway, while I was at the Annapolis Boat Show, we were at the Young Cruisers Award dinner, and I put my tickets into the Mantis gift certificate, and I won a pretty nice gift certificate. So the next morning, I went to the Mantis booth and used the coupon that I won, and I got my first Mantis anchor. This is an M2, and it's gal. I would have loved a stainless one because I think that that is one of the most beautiful things you can have on your boat up front. Just saying, look at this. If it's shining, that means you keep a clean boat. That's just my opinion. Every time I see a shiny anchor on someone's boat, I'm like, they got it going on. However, being that I am a father of 3 and I have a ton of weird hobbies, this was more along my lines. The galvanized is going to be fine. We're going to keep it real pretty as well, so that'll be good. But I figured for this week, I know a lot of people are always asking about Mantis stuff online, including myself. That used to be me, and I've never opened this. It's still sealed. I don't know what's inside. I've only seen these put together at the booth, and I figured we could open it together. So let's get this anchor out. Let's just check this thing out and put it together. Now, actually, before we put that together and open it up and take a look, I picked up this deck key. I saw this at the boat show too, and I was sitting there, I'm holding it. I'm like, this thing's pretty damn cool. So this is Mantis Marine's universal deck key. I think this is an item everyone should have on their boat, regardless. So first things first, the most important part of it is a bottle opener, and you can see the little bottle opener stud right there. It's also universal deck key in the sense where it slides, so it will fit any one of our access. Oop, we got a phone call. Be right back. Well, that wasn't a real phone call. That was someone butt dialing me. So anyway, it slides so we can hit any one of our caps that need to be open. It also can pry, right? So if you're having an issue getting something up, you can pry it up. And then I thought this was a really cool feature and well thought out. It's also a wrench, right? So let's just say we got to do some rigging work, or we got to turn a nut. You've got different size nuts on here that'll turn, or wrenches on here, I should say. And yeah, I also like the flat piece right here because a lot of my caps for, like, say, my diesel and my fresh are old. I need to replace those. They're still plastic. And when I use the regular key that I have on the boat, they'll just slip out of the holes. So I like the flat piece right here. I can get that on there and turn. Anyway, it's also made of 3/16 stainless, so this is not going to be getting rotted on your boat like some of the other ones that I have that have just turned to, you know, tetanus incarnate. So anyway, yeah, I thought this was cool. Really inexpensive too. I think on their website it was like $26. Well worth it in my book, mainly for the bottle opener. Now I don't have to keep a bottle opener and all sorts of other keys and deck keys and whatnot. So yeah, this church key, if you ask me, is one of the coolest things on the website. So again, Mantis universal key. It still has a tag on it because it's not on the boat yet. And it says here, Mantis universal key, one tool for all caps. I like the bottle opener. Cool, so let's get on to the anchor. All right, so first impressions on the anchor. By the way, this is a 17 pound. So on my current system that I use is a fluke anchor that I think everyone on the river would be using, and it's only 12 pound. I've never dragged. I will say this though, the Hudson River where we do anchor occasionally is mud. I mean, you could probably throw a cinder block off and be safe. I wouldn't want to do that with a storm or with heavy wind, which we've had quite a bit of this year. But you hold, and I wanted to go to a plow essentially, or a Mantis, mainly for the aesthetics, but for the safety when we start going other places. So I upgraded from the 12, I went to the 17. I hope I made the right choice. I spoke with a rep there, and he seemed to think for what I'm doing currently, I'm going to be perfectly fine. But if I do decide to start cruising, then I'll probably go up to the 25, which would be my next stage, and then I don't think I'd have a worry in the world. So yeah, let's cut this open. So first impressions with this box is it's put together rather nice, right? It's not coming in some piece of cardboard. We actually have wood here. You got a ton of plastic straps on here, trusty Cutco scissors. By the way, I cut the tip off my finger the other day trimming garlic that I grew. It was very painful. Whatever. All right, so let's get rid of this trash. And also, please don't mind the mess here. It's Halloween season, and the kids have been carving pumpkins, so there's pumpkin stuff all over the table that I still have to clean. Okay, so remove the lid. And voila, we got in here our instructions. Boom. And then the anchor. And she's actually tied in here, so that's pretty cool. Kudos, Mantis, for actually putting some thought into your packaging. This is it's pretty cool. So now we're gonna have to, let me show you here. We're gonna have to cut all this. So snippety snip snip with the Cutco scissors. I probably should have got this from the back or done it with more than one hand. Snip, snip, snip. One more. Come on. Oh, I hate doing things one-handed. This is what YouTube has done to me. Now I'm always trying to film stuff. I need like a trusty kid to be out here. But no, they're not around. All right, I'm gonna cut these and then I'm gonna start filming again. All right, so do this, don't film it. So here's the actual anchor, 17 pounds. This is the base. And there's a whole bunch of stuff back here. We'll look at that in a second. And then we have our arm. It's labeled. Pretty cool. I'd say from a construction standpoint, and I do a lot of steel work, the galvanization on here is done rather nice. Everything is galv, so to me this is a hot dip. Yeah, this doesn't look bad at all. Now, if you do have a galvanized anchor, something you may not have thought about is you can go to Home Depot and pick up a can of Cold Gal, which is just a spray paint bottle, and it will actually have, it's galvanization, it's just cold. You're not dipping in a sense, but if you get scratches, pits, or anything like that, you know, like maybe you take the anchor out, you clean it, and just hit it with the Cold Gal, let it dry, and that will mitigate any rust in the future. And that's what we're going to work with all of our steel stuff. All right, so the box is now empty. It also came with a little thank you card. Boop. And it's certification. So I don't really need that, but I'm going to put that in the box for later. Put this down here. And now take up the main part of our anchor. So again, I have a Catalina 30. The boat is right around 10,000, and I'm in a very sticky area. where we get away with lots of smaller things when it comes to anchoring. All right, so we have a tube of grease, so it would seem. Or not tube, a little bag of grease. And then our washers, bolt, and a crown nut, and a little pin. So I'm gonna go and look through these directions real quick, and then we'll come back on and figure out how to put it together. All right, so the hardware here looks to be stainless, which is good. I just went and got some tools, trusty Milwaukee. And what do I have on here? I have a 3/4, and I don't have a 1/2 inch, but I do have a 19, and my 19 fits fine. So one thing to look at when you buy this is one side is going to be fitted. So obviously our nut is going to be sitting down in here, or a bolt going through the other way. And then you got your grease, etc. You get your pins. So what I would do is just get all your tools ready, assuming you're going to put this together and leave it together. If not, I would put it together at least once and then put it away on the boat. And if this is going to be your spare or your main or however you keep it, I don't know. But yeah, just have all, you know what you need to know to put it together. So this is all fairly sidewalk chalk to me. Oop, what's going on here? There we go. It's like sidewalk chalk, right? They made this very easy to do. So you have your 2 parts. It goes 1, 2, and then it shows you exactly how to put this together, where you have your bolt going through, and then the washers, and then your nut. So read this, but maybe even take a picture and put it on your phone if you're not going to leave it together. I'm going to leave mine together, so I'm going to put it together right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take all these apart. Right, there's the castle nut. Here are our washers, little spacer, and then I'm going to open the grease. And yeah, I'm really excited to have this on my boat. You know, that's one thing I kind of worry about. No, I really shouldn't, but I always do, especially when we're spending nights over in Croton. Will I pull? And you know, the system I have now is really just your typical fluke anchor. I don't really have any chain, no rode there, and then just some rope. So we're going to change that all this year, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. So let's see here. What does it say it wants us to do? It wants us to grease the hex bolt. Our hex bolt, and I'm going to tap the back so I can still see, and the grease. I don't know how much grease we want to put on here, but I'm going to put a decent amount. Just going to give it a little rub here. Fill all the threads, why not? And we'll see how that looks. Maybe a little bit more. I hate grease. I'm going to keep this grease on the boat though. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a dab on, and then I'm turning it in between my 2 fingers and letting it kind of come up the entire scope of the threading. So now it's all done. I'll get some down in here. And being this is my kitchen table, I'm going to place this on the piece of plastic that I have there while I clean my fingers. Oh, I hate grease. But it does serve a purpose, right? So that's good. Tap the back. All right, so now we have the hex bolt all greased up. Doesn't smell bad. That's good. I'll probably put a rubber band around that and leave that on the boat in case I ever take it apart again. I can go ahead and put some on, although there is always some sort of grease on the boat. All right, so now what it wants us to do is align the shank with the anchor. And let's see here. Maybe I should put a towel down. I know what I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put a plate holder down. All right, that's better. Sorry, honey, if you're watching this. I didn't scratch anything. Not that it matters, because there's pumpkin everywhere. All right, so we're gonna take the shank, and we're gonna align that. So how does that look? Well, on a table, it looks good. I'm just gonna put it down, but basically we wanna get the hole to match. And there's also a little groove there, so that's just gonna kind of come in and grab, and you can feel it once it hits, right? So we'll leave it like that, but for now, we're gonna do this. Hopefully it stays. Now again, on the starboard side of the anchor. I could probably do this in 2 seconds if I wasn't filming it. You'll see on the bottom of the fluke here, there is I think I showed this before, but just in case I didn't, there's actually a catch. So when you put this through, it's going to be caught on the anchor itself, and you won't need 2 wrenches. You're only going to need 1. Let me put this back. Where's my paper towel? There we go. All this grease. And then my kid just woke up. She's saying she wants me to take her to school. She needs to get to school in time. So fun times there. All right, so that is now hooked in. Gonna take the bolt, get it aligned. That is now through. So again, well, I'm doing this one-handed, but this nut needs to be caught just right. So now you're gonna watch me catch this just right. Because I need 2 hands, I need to pay attention. I should really be doing it from this side. There we go. Come on, baby. Come on. Yep, there we go. She's all caught in. Perfect. So now I'm actually going to put this in my lap. There we go. Perfect. Oh, you know what? Do it like that. Let's see. Yeah, hold on, bring it right here. Putting it upside down actually is pretty easy. So now I have the nut completely in there. The bolt, I should say. All right, so again, following the instructions, we're going to do our spacer. So this is an aluminum, bushing. We're gonna put the aluminum bushing on. And I'm just gonna go ahead and grab, I should have brought a screwdriver up, but we wanna get everything in there just perfect. So I'm gonna turn it to the side. Stay. Don't damage anything, Brian. Don't damage it. All right. So this is not something you really want to do on the table while trying to film. You have to have all these pieces lined up perfect. All right, so next I'm going to take, hopefully you can see this, I'm going to take the regular washer, and sometimes you just got to move some things around. Perfect, she's sitting. The lock washer, and now the castle nut. Tighten the slotted nut and compress the lock washer. Ooh, it goes on nice with the grease. All right, so being that this is very difficult to do on a table, I am doing it like this. This is on. Just gonna go ahead and tighten this up. Not all the way yet. Just want to make sure everything's coming together. Now, the other beautiful thing, like I said already, is because this is slotted, you don't need to have like another wrench holding anything. It's pretty much perfect. That looks good. Make sure my spring washer, crush washer looks down. I'll give it one more turn now. She's nice. Now we got to get our cotter pin, which I put right here. And there's the hole. I actually want to turn that just a little bit more, if I can. Back it off a little bit. Turn. Perfect. That's right where I want it. So now I got the cotter pin, and this will go right through here. And now we're gonna, actually I want to bring it up. That'll be easier for the video. And I'm covered in grease again. So this is gonna come up, and now we're just gonna go ahead and, I didn't bring a pair of pliers, but I do have crazy construction hands, so that works. Grab it, and I'm gonna bring this down right here, and I'm gonna bring this one over, and I'll fix those when I get a, actually I don't even need to. Be careful though with the gal here. Don't want to scratch anything. If it scratches, you're gonna have a problem. And that's that. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, right? I'm thinking, turn this up. I'm thinking to myself while doing this, I must look like a complete tool right now putting this together and having what would look to be quite a hard time. If you're not into YouTube and you're not filming yourself doing stuff, generally it's like that. You get everything done, you're paying attention to one thing at a time. But when you start filming things, and again, I would like to say I'm pretty mechanical in nature. Like the other day, if you watch me trying to get the cap off my brown water tank, I couldn't do it because of the camera. You're always holding something and you're trying to turn with the left hand, or you're holding with the left hand, and you're not getting the right angles. So that's actually what was going on here. I couldn't get this together because I'm constantly worrying about the angle of the camera. Real world, not mechanically inclined, or you've turned some bolts before, but you're not constantly building things. This anchor should take you no more than 5 to 10 minutes to put together. When you read the instructions, it's pretty straight and narrow. It's right there. It's sidewalk chalk. It's super easy to do. So don't judge my putting this together by what you just saw, because I really was paying attention more to the camera. All right. Anyway, here we go. She's done. It's built. In real world, this shouldn't take you very long. The construction's perfect. I like it. I like how the hardware sits together. You know, again, in my daughter wants to ride to school. In my industry, you see a lot of these, not necessarily an anchor, but different things that show up, and they're just not. They're not ready to be put together. They say they are. You feel like they are, but then you start matching, you know, holes up, and nothing's machined correctly. This was done rather nice, so kudos to them. Again, the gal job on here, this is a good gal job. I know I'm gonna have to cold gal during the season, because this is gonna get scratched, and I don't want this to rust. I mean, this is now probably one of my prized possessions on the boat. I've wanted this since I got my boat, and it took some time. Again, thank you, Mantis, for sponsoring that dinner. So I'm pretty stoked. So one cool thing is the M2, as we sit here, doesn't have the roll bar on it. This one actually is designed just to flip, so it can't. Actually, there's some really good videos of it even resetting where it flips over. No matter how you put it down, she's just going to flip. She's got a weighted nose. I think it's engineered rather well. Yeah, and I'm super excited to get this on the front of the boat and see how she looks. Awesome. Yeah, again, M2. And I already hit on this, but the deck key, really neat. I haven't seen any other company come out with something as interesting as this. Bottle opener, very important to me. And then I bought a dry bag, the big backpack that I was looking at the show. I said, man, I really want one of those. So we got one. I got the 3 kids, and we're constantly bringing stuff back and forth to the sail camp, and now I can fit everything in there, towels, a couple beers, whatever I want to put in. So it's pretty cool. I'm sure you'll see that in the next few videos. But yeah, so pretty excited. Trying not to scratch this, but all right, so last thing I have is, again, I'm going to apologize for the light content coming out. I will show you this week. We're actually pulling the boat out this week, and I'm hoping to get some footage of her coming out. We're going to see how my repair held up with the Total Boat fairing compound. We're getting some more emails. If you guys recall, I had repaired my keel, and I used the Total Boat as my fairing compound, which to me seemed awesome. And I'm super curious to see how that particular repair held up throughout the season. We haven't grounded at all this year, so this will be a good real world test of just proper sailing and did it work. So that we'll find out this week. Again, I'm going away, but we got some more Pearson stuff coming at you. We got we'll do the winterizing of the engine again. I just did the oil change, and then I got a whole bunch of stupid little projects I want to do. I want to reseat all my deck hardware, and I want to go through all this, snaps and buttons and squirrels and chipmunks and everything that's on the deck, and I want to reseal those so we don't have any penetration of water coming through the top. And then we're going to start thinking about running rigging for next year. I don't think it's necessary just yet, but I kind of want to do it. I think it'd be a cool video. And then we're also going to look into I'm fixing my Dodger. I may build a brand new Dodger, but me and Fin 16 are going to be sewing that one. The zippers were kind of bad. We're going to be putting all new zippers on it and going through and doing any repairs on any of the canvas. Either way, we got a lot coming at you still. It just may not be a video a week, but I'll still try. But cool. Anyway, if you have any questions about this Mantis anchor or the assembly, let me know. I really won't have any real world experience with it until next year when we start sailing again, because again, I come out this week. But if you ask me, the construction on this product is awesome. I really like the gal job. I know I keep saying that, but when you work with steel as much as I do and you see something come out of the box that's done proper, it's nice. It's nice to see that people are actually still putting care into their products. So anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, tune in next week. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe. Bahaha.